So it looks like Kanye West has a message. In his recent Yeezy fashion show, a part of the fashion show, there was a logo that said White Lives Matter, and it's causing a stir on social media. And Kanye has his response to it in his Instagram story. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So people are reeling from Kanye West's latest display on social media, but more specifically in his season 9 runway show for Yeezy. As you also know, there have been quite a few stories, and I wish I had an opportunity to talk about every single story, but as you know, bandwidth can't. However, Kanye has been battling with Gap and with Adidas over a few different issues in regards to agreements that he had with Gap. And honestly, based on what I read when it comes to his issues with Gap, they seem legitimate. However, if you can only imagine what it is to work with an artist like Kanye West, there's that other aspect of it. Based on what I'm hearing when it comes to his contract with Gap, there's going to be a lot of stuff and stipulations before he could get out of that deal with the freedom of his work. Which also leads me to a whole other story. But before we get into this other story in regards to Black people in the fashion world and the level of racism that has existed over time, Kanye, in his recent fashion show, had this statement to be made in the fashion show. This is coming from Complex, and they report this. They said, Ye, who was also wearing his pair of previously headlined diamond-studded flip-flops, wore the shirt early into the live stream experience. At the time of this writing, the full design of the t-shirt in question has not been disclosed. And on this t-shirt, it literally says in white lettering, White Lives Matter. As you may recall, Black Lives Matter was a huge statement, movement, and it is an organization because of the brutality, the police brutality that Black people have been experiencing over the years, but more specifically, that recently occurred with George Floyd and many, many others. So this idea of White Lives Matter or All Lives Matter or Blue Lives Matter became this sort of contradictory or explanation or response to people saying Black Lives Matter. So this statement at Yeezy's recent show, some people might speculate, oh, this is just Yeezy trying to get attention again, or is it? So they continue to say, during his opening remarks on Monday, Ye touched on a variety of topics, including how certain outlets focus on the delayed start time of his prior events when such delays were, in Ye's words, merely a side effect of trying to, quote, present the best idea. As for the White Lives Matter design, the phrase itself, of course, is often associated, as you know, with various far-right ideologies and is frequently used as All Lives Matter among fervent Trump supporters. As you also know, Ye has been very open about his support of Trump and has sought to run for president himself back in 2020. And here's the thing. Look, I believe that Ye has experienced a level of criticism, a level of racism, a level of setbacks being in the fashion world and trying to move forward in the fashion world. I'm not going to discount any of that. Do I believe this is Ye trying to get more attention? It could be. It wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time. The same with the Kardashians, who he has been associated with. But is this his way of sparking conversation? Is this his way of saying something else that isn't as clear as what he's saying on his shirt? Maybe. But this is what he posted on his Instagram story yesterday in regards to his art. He says this, I hate first of all, it's labeled Balenciaga Summer 23. All right. He says, I hate boxes and I hate labels and I hate being labeled and placed in a box. Society, the internet, and the world in general loves doing that because it feels safe this way. One needs to have courage and persistence to truly assume their identity and who they really are. Every day becomes a battlefield to defend their unique identity. And the more you try to be yourself, the more you get punched in your face. But how great it is to be different from one another. The challenge is to get up and keep walking towards your true self after you have been beaten up and knocked down. Fashion loves boxes and labels more than anything. Luxury, not luxury, street couture, good, bad, buzz, viral, all the same. Who cares? Putting luxury fashion into the box of polished, exclusive, and visually expensive is limited and pretty old school. Individualism in fashion is downgraded to pseudo trends dictated by a post in stories of some celebrity of the moment. I've decided to no longer explain my collections and verbalize my designs, but to express a state of mind. Fashion is a visual art, and all we need is for it to be seen through someone's eyes. Fashion, in its best case scenario, should not need a story to be sold to someone. You either like it or not. The set of this show is a metaphor for digging for truth and being down to earth. Let us let everyone be anyone and make love, not war. Demna. So he's not going to explain what this is. Is this a bigger statement for whatever statement he's trying to make? Possibly. But here's the thing. For the love of Andre Leon Talley. So I was scrolling through TikTok as we all do, and I saw this incredible story about the things that the late Andre Leon Talley has gone through being in the fashion industry as a black man, as a black gay man in the fashion industry.
In 1978, Givenchy made a statement. He showed his couture collection with all black models. It was really groundbreaking and everyone loved it, including a very young Andre Leon Talley. According to Andre, it was quiet activism because back then there's no black representation in the fashion world, and he also appreciated Givenchy's effort to realize that black models gave his clothing new meaning and new attitude. So, sequentially, a very passionate and impressed Andre Leon Talley went back and wrote an article about the Givenchy show for WWD. But this article is where the nightmare started. One of Givenchy's biggest rival is YSL. And one of WWD, the place Andre is working at, biggest ally is also YSL. So a very young and inexperienced Andre Leon Talley did not realize what this super well-written article about the enemy camp did to his own reputation. So there were tons of rumors going around accusing him of stealing, super racist remarks, and just kind of dismissing his incredible work because of his skin color. And in 1979, during a meeting at WWD, someone named Michael Cody all of a sudden stood up and announced, directed at Andre Leon Talley. There are rumors going around that you're sleeping with every designer in Paris. You've got to stop that, Andre. Andre was stunned, disgusted, and out of self-respect, he resigned from WWD. And this is how John Fairchild, the editor back then, recalled the resignation letter. Pause if you need to read it, because I'm not going to read this. Obviously untrue once again, but Andre felt like his fashion dream has come to an end. After a while, Oscar de la Renta broke the news to Andre Leon Talley about what he discovered. Apparently, John Fairchild planned this whole thing. Because P.A. Berger, ex-partner of YSL, remained business partner of YSL, gave John Fairchild an ultimatum. Obviously affected by Andre's super positive review of the Givenchy show, he said that if you don't fire Andre right now, I will pull all of my advertising money from WWD. Which was a lot at the time, and they were good friends. John Fairchild and YSL, they had a good relationship. So in the end, John Fairchild compromised and directed his whole movie, forced Andre to leave on his own. Super unethical, but that's what happened.
So this story really stood out to me when I saw this other story. And I know that Kanye is probably trying to make a larger statement. However, is it responsible without some sort of explanation? But some of you will say he's an artist. He shouldn't have to explain his art, like he said in his Instagram story. But we also know what these words will mean. We also know that there are a lot of people that do look up to Kanye. There are a lot of people that look to Kanye for those moments that he gave us back in the day when it came to President Bush, when it came to fighting for Black people and their rights. So a statement like this without an explanation, some will say is irresponsible. Some will say it's just another Kanye trying to gain attention. Some will also say, well, he's already showed us who he really is, especially for his support of certain people. Either way, I'm sure we will be hearing more from Kanye when it comes to his fashion, but I want to hear more from you guys. What do you think it is? What do you think it means? Do you think it means exactly what it says? Let's have that conversation below. And as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.